What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Man O War. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here on the open seas with me. As we hang out for it looks like we've got orcish troubles over here. Do you want to deal with orcish troubles? I kind of feel like dealing with orcish troubles right now. We've been upgrading this ship, and honestly, orcs are some of my best customers. That's where I get like half of my super awesome loot from. And so maybe I'll just like buck around off at him real fast and kind of see what happens. I doubt we have the range to actually catch him with a shot, but let's see here. If I can get a little bit ahead of him, we can send some warning fire across that bow. Now it looks like he's got a couple of little buddies with him. Oh yeah, looky there. He's gonna shoot back. Good. I was hoping he would do that. We're actually gonna cut back in towards the shore on this fight. That should be a little wide. He's actually got a bunch of friends with him. He's over here. Apparently, he's quite the social master. He's good at getting people to hang out with him. Luckily, his little friends shouldn't be too much of a problem. We should be able to go all in with them without hurting ourselves too badly. And they're crashing into each other. They're having trouble keeping themselves squared away here. Now, the big thing we want to avoid during this fight is getting boarded, because if we get boarded, it is gonna be bad for us. It's gonna be a really, really rough day. And actually, we're into the wind right now. I think the wind done shifted on me, so I thought I was being clever by cutting back in towards the shore. But I guess I was not so clever. Alright then, let's have the open seas in front of us then. We'll go out into the middle of nowhere maybe. Oh goody! There's a Kislevite ship behind us who seems to be very, very upset with the way things have gone. And so I'm gonna fire some rounds over here. The Rock Lava. The Gobstoppa. He's on fire, though. Come on. There you go, buddy. I actually need you to be my target. Ah, so he is actually kind of wounded right now. Okay. I would really prefer not to get boarded right now, because we have far too many ships. He's ramming his own ship. We have far too many enemy ships around us right now. We have taken a little bit of damage if the sails get roughed up too much. If we can pull this off, I think we stand to have a pretty good payday. Let me see here. There we go. He's fired the claws at us. What those are going to do is they're going to drag us back in, and they're going to force us to have a melee. And I don't want to have a melee. Don't want to have a melee at all. Not with orcs anyways. They're a little bit tougher than we are when you put them on the battlefield. However, somebody's got a lot of guns over there, and it's that Kislev ship. And so what I prefer to do is get the Kislev ship on the opposite side of the orc ship so that he can no longer take pot shots at us. That would be simply the best. Meanwhile, I'm going to fire again because might as well. We're all nice and loaded. We are taking some damage, though. He's sinking. So the Bloodwind, he's got 15 crew on board. And quite a lot of firepower, actually. So what we're going to want to do here is we're going to go back around this way. I'm going to try and actually go to the deck with him. We're not going to have a choice. He keeps firing rounds at me. We are going to be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. And I don't much like that geographical location. Schitt's Creek can eat my ass. I don't like Schitt's Creek at all. It's a bad neighborhood and it upsets me. So what I'd like to do is we're going to come in just like so. And we're going to board the Bloodwind if we can. And so there it is. We're boarding the Bloodwind. Now this might not go so well for me. It's possible that bad things could happen here. Oops. We have a bunch of enemies boarding from this side. Luckily, I do think we are winning the fight right now. However, after this point, we will more than likely want to avoid... Oh, actually, we did pretty well right there. We didn't do too badly. We didn't do too badly, although I just got nicked with a shot from somewhere. Give me the sniper. I can't see who's shooting. Yeah, just keep shooting him. These Kislevites. We've got to sort their shit out. So there it is. We've sorted them out. That leaves us with a couple more ships that we have to deal with. But this is a big battle for us, and I wanted to get a big battle on camera in the middle of the open seas. I'm going to give that orc what for right there, although he does look a little bit more armored than I expected. Is he out here with like a paddle boat, though? I would expect to see a bunch of orcs like in the back on little bicycle mechanisms trying to paddle around. He's got 8 cargo, which means I want him badly. I want him real badly. The payday is real right now. He's trying to pull a runner, but I don't think he's going to make it. We're going to pull up right next to him. Captain One Eye. He's about to be Captain No Loot in just a second. He's about to give us everything he has. Wow. Yeah, get him with the SMG here. The medieval SMGs. We may lose crew, though. Fighting with orcs is almost a guaranteed way to lose a little bit of your crew, especially since I just shot my own guy in the shin, which I probably shouldn't have done. There we go. Get a couple good little pops in right there, and I think we've got one ship remaining that needs to be dealt with. Let's take all the textiles, because those are very, very valuable. Piracy has been lucrative for us today. It has been very lucrative. And then we got one more ship on this side who's got 3 cargo. I've got to sweep on past him in order to get after these crates anyways. And 3 cargo, does not impress me. I may just sink him. Is he sunk? No. So we got a little bit of food and a little bit of something. I wasn't paying attention to what we picked up on the opposite side. Let's swing around wide. Sometimes you just gotta sink a ship. I don't know. With naval games, sometimes I just feel like sinking stuff. Like, I don't want to fight with them. I don't want to do the boarding thing. I know I'll get more money. I know I'll get paid out better if I do it that way. But what I want to do is I just want to see a ship explode. I want to hit their powder battery, and I just want to watch them blow up into the sky and light it all up. These guys were headed for Emscrank? Oh, well, that'll help us out when we go back home, I guess. Help us make a little bit of money. The quest has been completed, and that should give us enough time. I think Hagendorf was where we were supposed to be going. Oh, no, we were going to investigate the fog. That's a bit more risky, though, now, isn't it? Our ship is damaged. It would probably be wiser for us to put back into port. What do we have down here? We've got Hagendorf. We've still got that nasty wind, too, so I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put into port. We're going to repair, and then we'll go back out and fight with them a bit. We've also got to hire some crew. And so what I'll do is I'll make a nice little break right here, because ain't nothing going to happen out here anyways. We'll sail back in, I'll repair. Hopefully by then we will finally be able to go east. We've just got a nasty wind right now that we just can't seem to get rid of. And until it goes away and swaps sides on us, unfortunately, traveling out there to the fog is going to be rough. And on top of that, even if we do go against the wind to get out there, chances are that we'll be fighting into the wind, and I don't much want to do that right now. So I'll see you in just a minute. Welcome back. After all, this was the port that we were heading towards. I'm back in Hagendorf right now. And we actually have some interesting options in front of us. It looks like they sold off all the coal that we just sold them a minute ago. So I'm going to go ahead and liquidate all my coal supplies because why not? We'll make a little bit of money. Aside from that, probably wouldn't recommend going in on textiles here. They have pretty good production of it, and so we paid $173. Yeah, we'd be making a little bit of a profit, but that's only because the stuff we picked up out of the ocean was free, and I don't want to make a profit like that. Still, food is pretty profitable, and there is a local demand, and so we got that for dirt nasty cheap, too. So let's go ahead and fill that on in. I think we should be able to get away with it here. And so how many of these do I have? I have 5. Well, get rid of all of them. It wasn't a giant payday, and it's not the sort of thing that really shows up in the storybooks, is it? Delivering food from one location to another. But it is a vital service. It's a thing we have to accomplish, and so I'm willing to accept it. We also have several casks of wine, which look like they're going to make us a tidy little profit. So that was 2,400 extra gold right there that we've managed to turn around. We have 5 sugar, and there is a demand, and so I am going to turn those in as well. That's going to be another 2,000 gold that we've made on this trip. And I've already run the repairs, and so that's taken care of. Still, the final thing that I would probably recommend doing at the docks is hiring some crewmen. And so there it is. The crewmen have been hired. We've got everything handled right there. I've already fixed that. Don't really need to purchase ships or do anything along those lines. The market's already taken care of, so I don't think I'll fiddle with that much. At the Tavern, Chantillon has apparently had a surplus of food lately. Perhaps a savvy trader could take advantage of the high supply. Maybe. Seems kind of possible. We still got a bad wind. And I don't much know how to fix that, Nerd Castle. We may have to tack our way out here. We may not have much more of a choice. On the plus side, we got ourselves into a giant scrum with the orcs and came out on top even after a great ship of the line tried to jump in on it and mess with us. I do like that they don't start you out in a little punk-ass dinghy or anything. Like, I'm pretty happy about the ship they start you in. You can put up a reasonably decent fight against just about everything in the game. It kind of reminds me of Sid Meier's Pirates. Sid Meier's Pirates is the exact same way. It only takes you like 4 minutes to get into a ship from which you can play the rest of the game, and I like that that's not something you constantly have to worry about. Still, I would like to trade into something a little bit bigger down the line. I would like to show that off in this series. I don't know if it's going to happen, just because content is limited right now. The wind decided to be friendly with us. Well, that gives us a straight shot to the fog, and so you know what? Let's get a little foggier in here. Why not? We've got choppy seas. They aren't the most pleasant that I've ever seen, but we don't have anything trying to murder us right now. And as far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be much on the horizon either. I'm semi-tempted by the treasure over there. Every now and again, when you swing through some treasure, you'll get like 11 gemstones or something. It doesn't happen very often, but every now and again, you'll get a massive payday by picking up just some random trash that you picked up floating on the ocean. And so I tend to be very, very greedy about the acquisition there. I love the fact that we're moving a little quicker. I don't know if our upgrades are going to transfer to our new ship once we go there, but I'm assuming at the point... Oh man, what is going on over here? It's definitely a little rough over here. I don't know much what to say about this. This could be a giant trap, by the way. A giant, sloppy, disgusting trap. What is that right there? My curiosity's getting the better of me. Something's flickering and shimmering in here. And you know what flickers and shimmers? Treasure. In the presence of light sources. If I could squeeze through here, that would be super sublime. Pro lemon, but sublime.
We need more cordage. Not for all the gold in our...
What are these? Looks like crystals of some sort. We didn't find anything. I didn't expect that we would, but it seems smart to investigate. I don't know, there's like big magical crystals sticking out of the ocean over here. Are they useful for anything? Like, can they be sold? Can they be traded? Can they be bought? All questions. That looks like a castle in the water. Captain, we found a long-lost treasure chest. It contained 500 gold crowns. Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and get back with the wind right now, because at the moment we got like this weird amorphous, like I don't know if we have a relationship with the wind, or if the wind wants a relationship, or if we're just like hooking up, or like what's going on. And either way, whoo, narrowly ducked that one, but I am pleased with my captaining skills, right? Things seem to be going pretty well for us. Aside from the initial death, we did get murked very, very early on. However, I'm not planning on letting that happen again anytime soon. We are not going to be in sea monster territory. This should all be, well, relatively smooth sailing. I mean, the oceans are pretty nasty right now, but I suppose it's within constraints. That'll definitely make you seasick right there. I feel so sorry for those of you at the Nerd Castle who are motion sick. I'm so sorry. I wish I could help you. Oh, look at that. It's a fog of frame rate dropping -3. Goody. Oh, and just like it was gone, it's back. What do you know? Well, what do we have here? The Fury of Languil. I think since we found the source of the fog, careful, Captain, it carries a foul elf witch on its back, no doubt. This will be a tough fight. So wait, what's happening? Oh, they're boarding me right now? Oh, shit balls. I would have shot them more if I'd known they were going to board me. Oh, there are guys like everywhere, too. It's not looking super good for us. They've got like armor and all kinds of crazy things going on. Yeah, that frame rate right there, though. It certainly makes this easier. Yeah, go over there and stab that guy real fast. Punish him. Punish him for trying to hurt us. It looks like the particle effects in the game need to be kind of like ironed out, I guess. That guy's got a bow. Cool. It is, I assume there was some kind of Corsair in here. The Fury of Languil with Captain Sauvage. I must have called him Captain Savage. Sink that thing. Send it to the bottom of the ocean. We are victorious for the Emperor. I don't know where we're supposed to... Oh, we got to go back to Hagendorf again in order to get our just rewards. Which I'm assuming will be in the form of gold or other shiny things that I can spend on cooler sundries for my ship. Hopefully we get paid a decent amount. What's odd is that the fog hasn't really, like, pissed off or anything. I figured the fog would go away once we eliminated the ship that was causing it, but I suppose not. I suppose not. Performance issues aside, I'm excited to see where this game goes. I really sincerely am. The concept of having wizards and stuff on board your ship that could change the direction of the wind, the fact that, like, I don't know, maybe later on they let you become like an orc corsair or something like that and you can work your way across with weird boys and all that kind of fun things. I'm excited. I think this game could definitely, with some expansion and with some cleanup and some stuff like that, it could be a game that either that or just give mod support to the community. That's the other half, is if your game is not fixable, just give mod support to the community, and I guarantee you there's somebody out there that'll fix it. Like, for example, people are still modding and making patches for Age of Pirates 2, and that game's almost like, what, 15 years old at this point? Came out a long time ago, and people are still making it into the game that they wish that it was, which is far superior to the game that was released due to random financing issues on the part of the devs. It's not totally their fault, but, I mean, you run out of money, I guess. That was before the indie days where you could just front load all your costs onto the community. I think the place we're going, yeah, is on the opposite side of this little tongue of land right here. Let's bring this thing around. Part of me wants to edit out all the sailing portions of the game, but I quite enjoy the sailing portions of the game. I kind of like having them, and it gives us an opportunity to talk about stuff. I don't have sea legs. Like, I'm not a sea guy. That's why I always thought about becoming some kind of sailor or something, and I'm not even joking with you right now. Like, a lot of people say that they wish they could become this, that, or the other. This was strongly a career that I had considered for a long time and just didn't do because I was engaged with other things. It's weird how much being a musician... See, there's a green fog around here, and that makes me feel kind of nervous about the whole thing. Green fog is normally indicative of warpstone. Although I suppose they call it wordstone nowadays, don't they? I think they changed the name or something like that in the newest edition where it's not warpstone anymore, it's wordstone. But I refuse to use that nomenclature. I'm sorry, that's the work of heretics. It's called warpstone now and forever. Swing around this side. But yeah, I quite enjoy nautical games. I find them to be really, really satisfying little bits of gameplay. Ooh, we got a beach ship over here. Ow. Well, I mean, that's one problem fixed. Didn't find anything, Captain. Let's go ahead and push off the side right here. Although it does look like there's chests over there on that side. I'm wondering if later on those are going to be little nodes that you can pick your way through. And maybe augment your resources. Something a little bit better. It'll be fun to play this game when it's fleshed out and you can have like a full fleet. Because one of my favorite things in Age of Pirates 2 is once you had like the ship of the line, and then you had 2 or 3 trade ships with you, and then you'd add like more and more ships to your fleet until you had just this giant squadron that would rival anything that anyone else had in the Caribbean. You know, like the Spanish could send people after you, the French could send people after you, but it wasn't going to matter because you could basically wreck any of their fleets so long as they weren't unified in one big front. I always played, there was 3 characters you could pick from that game. There was a Spanish guy with a beard who was a traitor. There was somebody Blood, which is Nathan Blood or something like that, is who I always went with because he had the best storyline. He was kind of the choice if you wanted the narrative-driven experience. The Spanish guy was the one that you went with if you wanted the trade experience. And then there was another guy who did something. I don't remember. He's like a warrior or something. Captain, how good to see you again. My sources say that the fog is lifted and the way is clear. Now the merchants will stop cowering in their harbors and start bringing in the gold. I believe you'll find this to be more than adequate as compensation. 1,000 gold crowns. Now that I've seen how well you work, I have another offer if you're interested. Your hat makes me think that you're working with chaos. The bigger the hat, the more sinister they are. I need you to travel to Arnau on the Wasteland Coast and take this message to a merchant by the name of Victor. Given the importance of the delivery, I'll pay you the same sum as our last arrangement if you bring me his reply. He will know you're coming. 1,000 gold, though? How far away is Arnau? Like, if it's really, really, really far out there, I don't know if it's something that I want to take the time to run down. This is worrying to me. Nothing here that I kind of want to spend time on. So instead, let's go ahead and plot our course here and figure out where Arnau... Oh, Arnau's not that far. We do have to go through sea monster territory, but... Let me head back to the east first to Dietershofen, and we'll get Dietershofen taken care of. And once Dietershofen is all happy and its tummy's all filled up with food, and it's sitting there on the couch with the kitty purring and watching Netflix... Then we'll head off to Arnau probably in the next episode. But for right now, I just want to handle all our business on this side. Is this going to be... I am not turned properly. Let's turn a little bit wider. I was heading into a lovely little cove over there. I'm sure we could have a fun little swimming party if we really wanted to. Although I don't think I would now that I know that there's megalodons in the water and giant man-eating whales and all kinds of other crazy shit. But... you don't... Well, with Warhammer, you really don't want to be anywhere that's outside the Empire. Like, you want to be as close to the middle of the Empire as possible. If you can manage it. If you're in the border kingdoms, bad things are probably going to happen to you. If you're out in the ocean, bad things are probably going to happen to you. Basically, you want to be as close to Altdorf as possible. Just cling desperately to that one rock, your only salvation, and hope that it keeps you safe from the darkness that begins to encroach the second. I mean, it's not even that safe out there. You probably don't want to go into any forests around Altdorf either. Just chaos has a way of just like a sponge, just soaking things up in its general area. And it's not easy to deal with. We're going to have to cut a little bit to the port side right here. I will be relaying port is left, starboard's right, in case you were wondering. And then stern is the front and aft is the back as far as I know, right? You can call it the stem, too, as far as I remember.
Tie off those ropes. Very good, sir.
What are we doing right now? Oh, we got like a little patch of islands right here that are getting in the way. That's alright. I'm good at navigation and I can make this happen. I do think this will be a game that people... It was submerged. I didn't see it. Luckily, with the reinforced hull, running aground doesn't affect us that much anymore. We'll want to go left a little bit.
Where's the Cooper?
Yeah. Definitely going to need a Cooper or a blacksmith or some kind of woodworker. You had those back in the day in Age of Pirates 2. You could actually hire on guys that would repair your ship and do different things. So you could have an iron worker on board. So if your cannons got busted up, he would fix them. You could have... There was a couple things. There was a carpenter you could have on board who naturally, if you just had the stuff in your hold like wood and things like that, he would naturally go through and start working on the ship while you were sailing around so you wouldn't have to go to port quite so much. There's a lot of cool stuff you could do. Chefs would make it so that you wouldn't use up food quite so quickly. I think it turned down our speed. Turn down our speed. Come on, Dietershofen. Our final destination for the day. That's Hargendorf. Oh, we got a big-ass run we gotta make. Where are those orcs at, by the way? We got a nasty fog out here, and it's got me nervous about orc flesh. Orc flesh in the darkness. Up to no good. You know it's out there somewhere. You know it's out there, and you know it's going to try and murder us. We're doing pretty well against orcs so far. It's those nasty Kislevite Corsairs, man. They got so many guns on the sides of their ships that they'll cut you up like Swiss cheese. I do like Swiss cheese, though. Swiss cheese is delicious. Like provolone, Swiss, cheddar, cotija, Monterey Jack. Doesn't even really matter. Although I like my cheeses real sharp. I like them to have a biting, aggressive flavor. I don't like mild cheeses, which I think is probably one of the reasons why I just loathe American cheese. It's the worst. American cheese is super gross because it's just so mild and sweet. It's too sweet for me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I get sick when I taste it. No. Give me a sharp cheddar, something with some bite, some tang to it. A little bit of a reddish-brown fringe on the edges. Oh, look at that. We got the big spike behind us. We should be able to put into port without getting into too much trouble, though. Moving pretty quick, though. Moving pretty quick. I don't know if we'll lose the little guy.
Ship ahoy!
Ship ahoy, indeed. I thought he said chips ahoy for a second. I was like, yeah, cookies. This adventure just stopped sucking. I like to freeze my chips ahoy. I like to freeze the squishy ones too. Oh, something just happened. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, my game crashed when I went into port. I have your payment for my safe passage, and do not stray into wickedness, Captain, for we are always watching. It's true, the Inquisition rolls deep. In Warhammer 40k, the Inquisition is a major faction, but in Warhammer Fantasy, like, the Inquisition runs shit. Like, you don't want to mess around with the Inquisition. 500 gold crowns. Not the biggest payday that I've ever laid eyes upon, but still, made a little bit of cash. They got real good production over here on food. We might be able to do something with that. Everything else, though, he's got local production of weapons, too. Big demand for metal, no doubt due to the fact that they produce weapons here. But nothing... Food's at 53. We could probably move that, I think, but that's going to be it for today. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Man O War Corsair. I will see you all in future episodes, although I guess we should call it Female O War or something, because we got a lady pilot right now who's just jacking fools hard. I will see you all in the next episode. How do, everybody?